Good morning. We will start today the types of the amplitude modulation and what is their impact. The basic thing that we discussed previously, that is the double sideband full carrier. Now, if you will go for the double sideband in the amplitude modulation, double sideband with suppressed carrier. If carrier you will suppress, then what is its impact? What are the advantages, disadvantages, and why we require this? Then we will go for the single sideband suppressed carrier. As we know that there are two sidebands in the amplitude modulation, that is lower as that is F C, that is the carrier modulation, carrier frequency plus modulating frequency, FC plus FM and FC minus FM. So based on that, you can transmit with full carrier, you can transmit without carrier, or you can transmit only one sideband, because information is there in one sideband. The same information is there in the lower or the higher sideband. So this is what the today's discussion topic. Now, here that as I mentioned here, so what are the types and what is their impact? So amplitude modulation techniques, there are three modulation techniques. So very first is the double sideband full carrier. So in short, we can say DS double sideband, DSB double sideband, FC full carrier. So the conventional amplitude modulation system used in a broadcast system consider for a large carrier power along with upper and lower sideband is referred to as AM. The main advantage of this system is that the receiver is made simple and less expensive. Now, what is this? So this is what the basic and the very fundamental system, double sideband full carrier. So that is with full carrier we are transmitting. Now, the two advantages here we have mentioned. The very first is that it can transmit for a longer distance because power content is more. So for the broadcast, the system can be used. Okay, the point number one. And then the receiver, as the receiver, this is the transmitted, the complete both the sideband and carrier also. So the receiver is very simple and less sensitive, less expensive, because you require a simple circuit. So as simple circuit you will use, what happened? It will cost low. So the circuit is simple and it will be less expensive. So these are the main advantages of this system. Now we are going for the another. What is the another? That is the double sideband. This one, double sideband with suppressed carrier. Now both the sideband you are transmitting, but you are suppressing the carrier. Now we'll see what happened in this. So in this technique, only lower and upper sideband are present and carrier is suppressed. Okay. So here, due to which power efficiency of the system is increased. So what we are doing, the carrier, which is between both the sideband, so we can just see in the frequency spectrum. So in the frequency spectrum, you have, because something that if you will see in time domain, you can understand very easily. And something that if you will see in the frequency domain, that you can understand very easily. So here there is, we can see that here the frequency spectrum is there. Now here center, that is FC, and here this is the one of the sideband and this is the lower sideband. Now this FC, this center frequency, this is the frequency. This frequency, what we are doing, it is we are suppressing and we are sending both the sideband, this sideband as well as this sideband. Okay, so this is what your FC, this is I am talking on the frequency scale, and this is what the amplitude. So on the frequency scale, this is your center frequency, lower sideband and higher sideband. Now what is the disadvantage here? Double sideband suppressed carrier. So less information about the carrier will be delivered to the receiver. Now the receive this signal is not there. That is what the center frequency signal is not there. So what the carrier has, the receiver has to understand, because receiver don't got the carrier signal. That carrier signal is suppressed. So that the receiver has to develop a mechanism about the understanding and detecting the received signal. Okay. Then second is need a coherent carrier detector at the receiver. So as the center frequency is not there, so you have to synchronize between transmitter and receiver. So here coherent uh, carrier detection at the receiver is needed. So this is what the additional thing. So it may increase your cost. Okay. Now the third one is what this we are going to discuss in detail today. And the third one, this is also we are going to discuss. First, we have already discussed previously. Okay. Now here's the next one, third one is the single side band suppressed carrier. Okay. Now here we are sending the two side bands, but here we are sending only one side band. Okay. So what happened in this? So you are sending only this side band. Okay. This only. Okay. Maybe the higher or the lower, any side band. So in this only one sideband is transmitted and one sideband and carrier is suppressed, due to which system become more efficient. Now the system become more efficient. That is what the power requirement is less, and very efficiently it can be considered. So these are the basics for these two. That is what the single sideband suppress carrier and single double sideband suppress carrier. So in this serial number 2, we are sending both the sideband. Here we are sending only one sideband, and we are suppressing the carrier. Okay. Now here how it will be there. As you know, this is the modulating signal. So this modulating signal is there, and double sideband full carrier. So here double sideband and full carrier. So here carrier wave you are transmitting. This is what your sinusoidal signal. So you will have the envelope, so upper and the lower envelope. So here double sideband suppress carrier. In double sideband suppress carrier, what happens? You are suppressing the you are suppressing what? The carrier. So the carrier is suppressing. So the carrier is suppressing. And this is single sideband and suppress carrier. So this is what the single sideband. So if you will see, as I explained in the frequency domain, so you can have the better understanding. This is what the representation of this wave in the time domain. You can understand here in the what double side here you can understand the carrier is suppressed, but here in the time domain we cannot understand single sideband suppressed carrier. We cannot understand much here on understanding of the whatever the signal is there in the time domain, because this is what the time scale. So we will go one by one. One parameter we will try to analyze. That is what is the power in the entire amplitude modulation, and what is the power wastage here, and how we can save that power. Okay, so how much power we can save? So that we'll discuss. So these things already we have discussed. So this is what the same repetition. If in the exam, if it is asked that the AM power distribution in any of these three, so you have to start with this, and then you can say mathematically that is the what is the power save. So here carrier frequency signal is VC carrier. So power is VC carrier by R. And so the RMS value is VC by root 2. So this way Vc by root 2 square. So whatever the carrier power, it is Vc square by 2R. So this is what the very simple and basic formula. And if we are assume that the resistance is 1 ohm, then R you can replace by 1 ohm. If it is not, in some numerical that is given, so you can use this formula. If it is not, then you can use this one. Then this is what the complete formula for the amplitude modulated signal. And here this is what your carrier, and this is what your upper sideband, that is fc plus fm, and this is lower sideband fc minus fm. Okay, so the upper sideband and lower sideband, it is can be given the power in this. It is related, as we know, it is related with the what the modulation index. So mvc by 2 square upon 2. So this is m square vc square upon 2 square, that is 4, 4 into 2, that is 8. Okay, so this is what the power either in the upper sideband or the lower sideband. Then if you will consider the upper sideband, lower sideband power, so you can just separate it out. Then Vc square by 2, it is nothing but the PC. That is what the power we have calculated. So this is what you can replace by the PC. Just now we have done it. So m square by 4 is m square by 4 into PC is a power in upper sideband plus lower sideband. So what will be the total power? So total power is the PC, that is the carrier power, then upper sideband power and lower sideband power. So what is PC? It is there. Then m square by 4 into PC. In terms of PC, we are calculating because carrier power, whatever the carrier signal power, that we can decide. Okay. And then the lower sideband m square 4 by PC. So both all these three we can put together. So m square by 4, m square by 4, if you add, it becomes m square by 2. Okay. So PC plus m square by 2 into PC. So simplified, you can say PC into bracket 1 plus m square by 2. So this is what the total power. Since carrier power is modulated wave, is the same as unmodulated wave. So obviously the power of carrier is unaffected by the modulation process. Okay, so this is what this is for the full signal, that is the full carrier. Both the carrier is there and both the sideband is there. So this already we understood. Now we will go for what is the power you can say, or power waste in the double sideband full carrier. So in the double sideband full carrier, this much power you are transmitting, that is the total power that we see here. Here what is the required only, that is m square by 4 PC. Okay, so by sending only this information, m square by 4 PC, that is the only one sideband. So we can have we can just send the signal, convey, do the things what is required. So only this much is required, only one sideband with reference to that. So this much we are wasting, that is PC m square by 4 into PC. That is what? That is 1 plus m 1 plus if you will take PC outside, that is 1 plus m square by 4. This much power we are wasting. So PC 1 plus m square by 4, this is what the waste. So this is what the conclusion here. This is the how much power wasting, how much power we are wasting in the double sideband full carrier. This is what with reference to what? Anybody can quickly just tell me this power waste we have taken in reference to what? Which parameter? Irfan, can you just respond to this question? Ame?
Yes, sir.
So this power waste is with reference to what? PC1 plus m square by 4. This is reference to which signal? It should have some reference, no?
Yes, sir. I'm not recalling it.
Sorry.
I'm not recalling it. So I think noise.
No, Baba. Just now, just be attentive. Here, this is what the total power. That is what PT is the total power. This is what PC plus m square by 4 into PC. M square by 4 into PC. So this PC, what is the basic formula? The total power is the carrier power plus upper sideband power plus lower sideband power. So this is carrier power, this is lower sideband power, this is upper sideband power. Now, just now we discussed that is the single sideband we can transmit, but instead of that, how much we are transmitting? We are transmitting two sideband. So this is what the power in single sideband. So this is only required. So how much we are transmitting? We are transmitting this factor, we are transmitting this factor. So we are transmitting carrier power plus we are transmitting the one of the sideband. So this is what the additional, that is the carrier power and the one of the sideband. So PC plus m square by 4 PC, this much is what waste. So that the same thing I am writing here, PC plus m square by 4 PC, this much power is we are wasting. Understood? So this is with reference to what? Single sideband suppressed carrier. Okay, so this is what the thing here. So this much power is wasted in double sideband full carrier. Now this is what the spectrum. So this is MVC by 2, this is VC, this is MVC by 2, this is upper sideband FC plus FM, FC minus FM. So this is what upper sideband, lower sideband, these things we know. So this is lower sideband frequency, this is upper sideband frequency that we are transmitting. Now the bandwidth, what double sideband full carrier, how much bandwidth we are transmitting. So the bandwidth is FC plus FM. This is what one band, that is what upper sideband, and FC minus FM, that is the lower sideband. So if you will consider these both, so you can have 2 times of FM, that is whatever the maximum frequency of your modulation, this much is the bandwidth we are using. So this is due to the situation that we are transmitting both the sideband, out of which only one is sufficient to convey all the information. That is, FM is sufficient, but we are transmitting both. Now this is the problem, as this is the recap what we done for the double sideband full carrier. So what is the solution? What we are wasting? We are wasting the bandwidth, because bandwidth is a very crucial thing. Why bandwidth is a crucial thing? Because if you will use the bandwidth properly, means with optimum utilization, then you can transmit more signal. So for sending one signal, you require 2 times of the FM. So whatever the maximum frequency you have, suppose you are transmitting the audio signal. So if you are transmitting the speech signal, so 3.4 kilohertz is the maximum frequency. So double of that you are required. So instead of that, if you will transmit only one sideband, then this can be avoided. So bandwidth will be used optimally, and your power also used optimally. So that's why double sideband suppressed carrier. Now we will go one by one. So first we will understand double sideband suppressed carrier. So in the suppressed carrier, whatever the carrier is here, this is your modulating signal, this is your carrier signal, and this is what your what the carrier is suppressing. Okay, so carrier is suppressed. So only like your modulation index 1 perfect modulation, it will get transmitted. So what will be in the frequency spectrum? This is what time domain. This representation is time domain. Now we have to understand the signal can be represented in time domain, that is on the time scale, and this is amplitude as well as frequency domain. So both the things we require, because for understanding different parameter and concept, we require both the this representation. So now what is happening, this FC, now this is what the frequency you are transmitting, that is the center frequency. So this huge power is required here. So you are not transmitting this FC, you are transmitting only these two signal, FC plus FM and FC minus FM. So these two signal, sorry, this is what representation of single sideband suppressed carrier. Now in the single sideband, you are suppressing these both. Okay. So what you are suppressing, uh, sorry, double sideband, it is double sideband. By mistake, it is written single sideband. So it is a double sideband suppressed carrier. Okay, it is not single sideband. So both the sidebands are there. This sideband is there, this sideband is there, and carrier is only suppressed. So what is the bandwidth? So bandwidth remains same, that is FC plus FM, FC minus FM. Both the sideband you are sending. So still the problem is there, because bandwidth you cannot optimize. You are suppress the carrier, but bandwidth you are sending both the band. So what to do? So we will try to understand for the power. So power is what? Total power, carrier power plus upper sideband and lower sideband. So carrier, this is what we did previously. Now what we are doing, this is what your total power. Now if your M is 1, then percentage of saving in double sideband suppressed carrier. So if what you are suppressing this PC. Okay, so this PC you are suppressing. So PC into 100, and how much? That is 1, this much PC you are suppressing. So this is 1 plus M square by 2. So 1 plus M square by 2 into PC. So 1 plus M square by 2 PC, and this is what for the modulation index 1, you can put the modulation index 1 value, put these things, so it becomes 1 by 1.5 plus 1, so 1.5. So 1 upon 1.5 PC in becomes cancelled, so 1 upon 1.5 into 100. So 66.67% power saving in double sideband suppressed carrier. So if you will suppress the carrier, the PC, if you will suppress the carrier, as I told here. So if you will suppress the carrier, then 66 percent, more than 66% power saving is there. Now, if you will consider double sideband suppressed carrier is a power efficient system as compared to double sideband full carrier. So what we can say, it the system is more efficient. That is what 66% of power you are saving for the modulation index 1. But if you are having the modulation index of 0.5, then your power saving is 88.88%. So around 90%, 89% of the power you are saving. So how much efficient? So as your modulation index is lower, you are transmitting more power. So in the double sideband suppressed carrier, you are saving this much power. So this much saving is done here. Okay. So this based on this, such type of numericals may ask in the exam. So these are the very simple numericals. So this is maybe the one part of the numerical. Now double sideband suppressed carrier. So how it can be? Now this is the part of the second module, but as this is in the continuation, so I'll just cover this also. So using the balance modulator. So how this signal can be generated, and based on that, how we can transmit the signal. Okay. So this is what. So before going further, is there any doubt till now? I don't think so, because this is very simple concept and it is very easy to understand. So using balance modulator. So what is balance modulator? So here the balance modulator, it is circuit that generate a double sideband signal that suppressing the carrier, and leaving only the sum and the difference frequency at the output. So it can suppress the carrier. So power saving is there. So double sideband suppress carrier, the advantage is you can have it is more power efficient, power saving. For just now we have seen power saving for the modulation index 1. So that is 66%, 67% around. And for the modulation index 5.5, so you will have the power saving up to 89%. So this is what the efficient system. So how it can be done, that we are seeing. So the output of the balance modulator can be further processed by filter of phase shifting circuitry to eliminate one of the sideband, resulting in double sideband, uh, single sideband suppress carrier signal. Okay, so the balance modulator can be used for both, that is for single sideband or the double sideband, and obviously the suppress carrier. So this is a very old system, and using this IC you can do it. Okay, so this another, that is the another lattice modulator. So a popular and widely used balance modulator. So this is what the name. So it is the diode in a ring fashion. So this is what it is, lattice modulator. So circuit we will see what is there. So the lattice modulator consists of an input transformer and the output transformer and 4 diode connected in a bridge circuit. So it look like your what full wave bridge rectifier, but it is not. It is different than that. So the carrier signal is applied to the center tap and the input and output transformer. So this way, the signal is applied, and the modulating signal is applied in the input transformer. So you will have two transformers. The carrier signal is applied to the center tap of the input transformer. So this is what uh, the modulating. This is what center tap of input and output transformer. This is the carrier oscillator. Okay, so this is what look like same as your what you can say bridge rectifier, but the arrangement what we are using, this way it can be done. Now this is what center tap. You know that the primary winding, secondary winding. So this is what the primary winding. So modulating signal is given to the primary winding, and it will transfer to the secondary winding. And this is what the carrier oscillator. So it is given at the input and the output of the transformer. So two transformers we are using here. Okay. So in the rectifier we are using only one transformer, and these are the diode. This is what the carrier signal. So the carrier signal is mixed with the amplitude of the carrier signal is changed according to the modulating signal, and this is double sideband suppress carrier output. So here you will get the double sideband with suppress. This can be done this way. So this is what the another circuit you can say. So this is what mainly it is used for the layout. So this is what the balance modulator. So the modulator signal is applied to the input transformer. The carrier signal is applied to the center tap of the input and output transformer. The output appears across the transformer. So this secondary output here, you will get the output. So this is what the balance modulator. So this way we can go further. So when we will go further, that when the polarity of the carrier signal is shown. Now how it is operate, okay, that we'll see. When the polarity of the carrier signal is as shown here, that is D1 and D2 are forward bias, that is on. Okay, So here you can say this is a D1 and this is D2. So carrier signal, this is what the carrier signal. That is the oscillator signal. So when it is positive, then your D1 and this D2, okay, carrier signal is given here. So D1 and this D2, so both are the forward bias. Okay, so D1 and D2 are the forward bias, that is on, and the D3 and D4 are the reverse bias. Okay, that way. So in absence of modulating signal, the direction of the current is opposite to each other. So this way we can say the direction of current is opposite to each other. With modulating the output signal at T2 is the modulating signal without the phase reversal. So this way, this is what the modulating signal input, and this is what uh, the modulating signal what, and which diode. These two diodes are on, and here you can give the carrier input. So this way it is working. So when the polarity of the carrier is reversed, so in the reverse way, so D1 and D2 will be the reverse bias, D3 and D4 will be the forward bias. So you can see there same thing is replicated here. So D3 it will be connected, and D4 it will be connected. The carrier input, the modulating input. So based on if the modulating input is positive, so here it is positive. So in absence of modulating signal, the direction of the current in the uh, opposite of each other. So modulating signal undergo this phase reversal for the circuit. Okay, this T1 and T2. So this way it is explained. So this is the phase reversal. What way? This is the phase reversal happening here. So this is what the balance modulator. So the carrier sine wave is considerably high in the frequency and amplitude than the modulating signal. So carrier sine wave is used as a source of forward and the reverse bias for the diode. So the carrier turns the diode off and on at the high rate of the speed. It is based on the frequency of your modulating signal. Then the diode acts like switch that connect the modulating signal at the secondary of the T1 to the primary of T2. So this is what the operation. So what is the summary here? The advantage is lower power consumption. Then disadvantage is the complexity is there. Then application, the TV system, obviously it is the old TV system, analogous TV system to transmit color information. So this way the application is there for the video and audio. Previously they were being separated. So in the analog system they are using, and for transmitting stereo information in FM sound broadcast, that is VHF, very high frequency. So these are the applications. So this is what the discussion here. If you have any question, so you can ask. Is there any question till now? Okay, so we will stop.